Navigating the tipping point in dose selection is one of the most challenging aspects of modern genotoxicity testing. Today, we focus on managing steep dose response curves in the in vitro micronucleus assay while staying aligned with OECD TG487 and ICH S2R1. Our goal is to outline precision strategies that identify the highest evaluable concentration without compromising scientific rigor or regulatory acceptance. Selecting the top dose is often the most influential factor in determining assay outcome. Too low risks false negatives. Too high risks biologically irrelevant positives driven by cytotoxicity. Achieving the right balance requires understanding both the compound's toxicity profile and the regulatory expectations that guide dose selection. Regulatory limits differ between industrial chemicals and pharmaceuticals. OECD TG487 allows up to 10 millimolar or 2 milligrams per milliliter with a target of about 55% cytotoxicity, while ICH S2R1 caps testing at 1 millimolar or 0.5 milligrams per milliliter with a target near 50%. Both permit testing to the solubility limit if precipitation does not interfere with scoring, reflecting ICH's emphasis on minimizing irrelevant positives. The viability cliff describes a sharp transition where small concentration increases cause dramatic jumps in cytotoxicity. Standard two-fold dilutions become too coarse. One dose may show 20% cytotoxicity and the next 80%, leaving no data in the critical evaluation window and compromising assay validity. A precision dosing strategy overcomes this challenge. It begins with broad spacing and range finding to locate the tipping point, followed by micro-titration using 1.2 to 1.4-fold increments around the transition zone. This tighter spacing increases the likelihood of capturing the target 50 to 60% cytotoxicity window. A practical example shows the value of precision spacing. Two-fold dilutions from 10 micrograms per milliliter jump to 20 and 40, often skipping the target range. In contrast, 1.2-fold increments 10, 12, 14.4, 17.3, and 20.7 provide the intermediate doses needed to reliably land within the required cytotoxicity window. Accurate cytotoxicity assessment must reflect cell proliferation, not just cell presence. Relative cell count can be misleading when treated cells remain static while controls divide. Proliferation-based metrics such as relative population doubling and the cytokinesis block proliferation index capture division dynamics and correctly identify anti-proliferative effects as cytotoxic. OECD TG487 and ICH S2R1 require proliferation-based cytotoxicity metrics. With cytochalazin B, CBPI is mandatory. Without it, RPD or RICC must be used. These metrics ensure that division-inhibiting compounds are recognized as cytotoxic, preventing underestimation of toxicity and avoiding excessively high top doses. High-throughput flow cytometry platforms, such as microflow, support microtitration by enabling evaluation of many concentrations in a single run. Dual staining with EMA excludes necrotic and late apoptotic cells, ensuring micronucleus scoring focuses on viable populations. This produces high-resolution dose-response curves, supports benchmark dose modeling, and often eliminates repeated range finding. When genotoxicity signals appear near the viability cliff, three principles guide interpretation. Only signals above 60% cytotoxicity may reflect apoptosis-related artifacts. Responses within historical negative control ranges may be considered negative despite statistical elevation, and dose-dependent trends carry more weight than isolated spikes. Using p53 competent lines like TK6 helps reduce apoptosis-driven false positives. A robust protocol for steep response compounds includes 5 elements. Use an iterative approach. Apply 1.2 to 1.4-fold spacing around the tipping point. Measure cytotoxicity with CBPI, RPD, or RICC. Target approximately 55% for OECD or 50% for ICH, and test insoluble compounds to the solubility limit when precipitation does not interfere with scoring. These practices are grounded in established guidance and peer-reviewed research, including OECD TG 487, ICH S2 R1, Greenwood's work on population doubling, Bryce's development of miniaturized flow cytometry methods, and Lorge's analyses of micronucleus test interpretation and cytotoxicity thresholds.